Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Technical difficulties. My program wouldn't talk to Facebook, but we got it resolved. Yay! So today, my topic is going to be, it's a Q&A. I haven't received any questions today, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about my topic of the day, which is business is not a sprint, like a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon. Okay, it takes time to get business to grow. It takes time to build a sustainable business. So if you see someone doing really well, having a bunch of sales and posting, don't feel that you're behind. Okay, you have to run your own race. So do what you have to do every day. Get up, have your action list. I call it action list. I don't call it to-do list. Take it one at a time. What I tell you though, and I'm a number person, so always have a target of how much money do I need to make each day to sustain my business. Okay, this brings it down to having some sort of a plan. So if you want to make, say 300,000 a year, for example, you're going to divide it by 12. So that will give you the monthly total. And then you're going to divide it by um, daily total, so to speak, if you work every day, but divided by the working days that you have. So every day you have in your mind, I have to generate this amount of income each day to keep the business going. Don't worry if you don't hit your daily goals. Sometimes one day will be less and another day will be triple or even like quadruple, depending on what's happening with the day. So I just want to tell you, because the question I get a lot is, how long does it take to get profitable? When I sit down with people who are just starting up, they ask me, how long does it take? It all depends. It depends on the industry that you are in. It depends on how experienced you are with what you're doing. And I've said this before. If you are not sure of what you're doing, always get some advice, consult with a professional to give you some advice. You have to pay them though, because whenever somebody has a free this and a free that and a free that, you attending those free things, those times you could be using to build your business, so unless it's something, a skill that you really, really need and can afford it, and that person is offering it for free, some people do that and they are genuine, but make sure that you don't get pushed into buying something when you go on those free calls. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for this, but it's better to not strain yourself financially just to do a course or something. Like myself, I have a course that I'm offering to you all about accounting and taxes. I don't want anybody to strain themselves just to get in there and then can't pay the bills. That's not a blessing for me. So any course that anybody stresses you out to sign up for and then put you in a financial trouble, I say don't do it. Okay. Always have a spending plan. It's like a budget, but I call it a spending plan. You need a spending plan. If you can afford to get QuickBooks for their budget system, use a plain old Excel sheet. And it was giving me trouble. I tried to do a Google Sheet to show you all, but it won't let me. But one day I'm going to post it in here so you can have a link to the Google Sheet. So basically, you're going to have all the revenue on the top to mimic like a profit and loss. So you have the revenue on the top, you're going to have all your expenses on the bottom. All right. And then you're going to have the month on the top of each one. So every month, this is how much you expect, this is how much your expenses are. So if somebody pushed you to buy something on the spot, you can tell them bravely and say, listen, it's not in my budget, so I have to budget for it. Because if you just go on these free calls and they push you to buy something and then it throws your budget out of whack. So I want all of you to have some sort of a spending plan. And if you need my help, please feel free to PM me that you need a help with a budget. I'm going to put together a budget for those of you that need it. But if you are using QuickBooks, the budget feature is already in QuickBooks. And so you can just activate that. Again, if you're not sure of how to do that, I'm more than happy to help you, because my whole goal is to empower all of you to be comfortable with your numbers. All right. And then also, don't hide from the numbers. If you know the numbers, you'll be able to build a sustainable business. So one day at a time, gradually build your business. Okay? Do not, and I repeat, do not compare yourself to anybody else. It's nice for people to say they're doing this, but please run your own race. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Okay? You can learn from them. I mean, if you see they're doing something that you want to, replicate, not replicate per se, because it doesn't help to copy other people. You have your own intuition. You have to go inside, and then you have your own vision for your business. So plan your day, work on your action list, and then make sure that if you admire somebody for what they're doing, hit them up, send them an email and say, I would like to consult with you to find out how I can also achieve that success. Most people are happy to talk to you about that. All right. And don't worry if they say, okay, my time is worth this, so I want this much for my time. Go ahead and pay them. As long as you can get some sort of a receipt that you paid them, don't pay cash for anything. So you can write it off as an expense. Because whenever you consult with somebody, like myself, it's always a write-off. You can get the write-off for it. And then you can consult with a lawyer, it's a write-off. If somebody is going to help you with social media marketing, it's a write-off. So don't strain yourself wasting time trying to figure things out. It will take you 10 hours. Like me with marketing, it takes 10 hours for me to figure out something somebody will take 1 hour. So I do taxes. That's my game. Marketing, no. So I leave the experts at the marketing and I do my tax magic. So please run your own race, get the advice you need, and don't be worried if you have to pay them. Okay. Next, I got that out of the way with the business stuff. Now, year end is coming around. It's November. Do you know your numbers? And if the answer is no, do not worry. Nowadays, with the bank feed, any one of the the accounting software out there will let you download your transactions from the bank. QuickBooks recently just updated where you can even go back from the beginning of the year. Before it would be it was only 90 days. Now you can do that. WaveUps, I believe, can even go back 2 years or so. So all of them are catching on. So if you haven't done your books for the year and you don't know where you are, I don't want you to worry about it. If you're that worried about it, message me and we can get on a 90-minute call. We'll get you all set up and then get you up and running. And you can take the holidays to catch up. All right. That's why I'm telling you this right now, because it's November. You can take some time. You know how business slows down the Thanksgiving week. People go away and it's quiet. Definitely you can, when the kids go to sleep, you can catch up on your books during the holidays. So come January 1st, you'll be smiling and greet the new year and say Happy New Year. Second reason why you want to catch up with your books is also when you know how much money you brought in for the year, it will help you with end of year tax strategies. Things like health insurance too will help, but the retirement, most of you are not taking advantage of the retirement, and I want every one of you to set up a retirement account, even if you can't put in much, just to $25. As long as you're profitable, you can put away a certain amount of retirement. I'm not going to give that amount here because every entity type is different. If you want to know, join me in my course and you'll find out more detail, because I'll work with you more detail in there. But if you also want to have consultation so that I can give you a specific amount based on your type of entity, whether you're LLC, S Corp, C Corp, each entity has its own rules and which ones is applicable to them. So it's entity specific. All right, if you want to say that. So please catch up on your books so that you can do a better tax strategy come before December 31st. Because most of the retirement accounts has to be set up before the end of the month, December. So if you don't set it up in 2020, you can't put it in the 2019 taxes. And most of the time, if you set it up, you can fund it before you file your taxes, before your taxes are due, which is April 15. If you're one person LLC, that will be a Schedule C. But if you're S Corp, it all has its own different deadlines. So please, I can't say that enough. That's a lot of money to leave on the table. Don't leave any money on the table. You are entitled to it. All right? So don't leave any money on the table. Now, the other reason why you want to also catch up with your books is that you need to do quarterly estimates. If you don't pay enough quarterly estimates, you're going to get hit with a penalty, and you don't want that. So always catch up with your books so you can do quarterly estimate. So I'm giving you this. One, I said don't run your business and compare it to somebody else. Number two, catch up with your books so you can know how much you can put away for retirement for you. Three, also you can know how much you have to do for quarterly estimates, because the quarterly estimate, the fourth quarter, is due January 15, but it's based on all the figures for the whole year up to December 31st. Okay, but if you wait till January to catch up with all the books, it's going to be too stressed and you're going to miss some things. You do not want to miss any expenses. So please get on board, get yourself your books up to date so that you know how much money you brought in so far. And it will help you to build a budget. And once again, we're going to be building a budget in a course that I'm launching on December 4th. We're starting December 4th. It's in my timeline here. If you're interested, you can PM me and then I'll talk to you more about it. Okay, so that's basically my short talk today. I didn't want to stay too long because I'm told to keep the talk short. It's about 30 minutes. So I'll hang out. If anybody has questions, go ahead and put it in the comments for me. Okay, I'm waiting and seeing if anybody has questions. Okay, so I don't see any questions. So if you do, you can send me privately if you prefer that, or you can put it in the comments and then I'll come back in the Facebook to answer your questions. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon, and sorry for the technical difficulties. We made it through. All right, talk to you. Love you all. Mwah.